At exactly 9:17 p.m., Amara Cole watched herself walk into a building she had never been to. Not someone who looked vaguely like her. Not a blurry figure that could be explained away by poor camera quality. This was her. The same dark green wool coat hanging beside her front door. The same black handbag. Sitting on the chair across her living room. The same slight limp in her left leg from a cycling accident she'd had 7 years earlier. And for 3 unbearable seconds, the woman in the CCTV footage turned directly toward the camera. Long enough for Amara to see her face. Her own face. Then the woman smiled. A slow, knowing smile. The kind that made Amara feel cold all over. Because Amara knew exactly where she had been the previous night. At home. Alone. Curled beneath a gray blanket on her sofa. Eating leftover rice from a plastic bowl while half watching some cooking documentary she couldn't even remember the name of. She remembered the evening clearly. So seeing herself in that footage made absolutely no sense. It had started with an email. Nothing dramatic. No threats. No strange wording. Just a cold corporate message from a company called Hawthorne Property Management. The subject line read, "Incident report. Trespassing. Confirmation required." Amara almost deleted it. Probably spam. But then she noticed her full name. Curiosity made her click. The email stated that security footage had captured her entering a restricted commercial property on Belwick Street at exactly 9:17 p.m. Monday evening. The building had been condemned due to structural safety concerns, and management required clarification regarding her unauthorized presence. Attached was an image. At first, she laughed nervously, because surely this was some bizarre mistake. But then she leaned closer. The woman in the photo looked exactly like her. Her stomach tightened. Minutes later, a follow-up email arrived with video footage attached. That was when the laughter stopped. The silent black and white footage showed rain falling in a narrow alley behind an old industrial building. For several empty seconds, nothing happened. Then she appeared, walking calmly into frame. Same coat, same bag, same posture, same limp. Amara's breathing became shallow. The woman approached the side entrance, paused, then slowly turned toward the camera as if she knew she was being watched, and smiled. Amara slammed the laptop shut. So hard the sound echoed through her flat. She stood abruptly and walked to the hallway mirror. Her own reflection stared back at her. Same face, same hair, same tired brown eyes. Normal, entirely normal. Yet for the first time in her life, looking at herself made her uncomfortable. Her hands shook as she called her best friend, Tessa. Tessa answered after a few rings. "Hey, what's wrong? There's a video of me." "What?" But it wasn't me. Silence. Amara tried explaining, but hearing the words aloud made them sound ridiculous. "There's CCTV footage of someone who looks exactly like me entering some abandoned building." "Send it." Amara forwarded the email. 2 minutes later, Tessa called back. Her voice was different now. Careful, uncertain. "Amara, tell me." "That woman looks exactly like you." "It isn't me." "I know." But Amara heard it. The hesitation. Tiny but unmistakable. The kind people use when they're trying to be supportive without actually believing you. After ending the call, Amara checked everything. Her phone's location history showed she had been home. Her Wi-Fi logs confirmed her phone connected all evening. She had liked a recipe video online around the same time. She'd even sent Tessa a laughing emoji. Every digital trace proved she had been home. So either someone had manipulated the footage, or someone was pretending to be her. Neither explanation made her feel any better. As she stood near the hallway trying to calm herself, she absent-mindedly picked up her green coat. That was when she noticed the smell. Damp concrete, rainwater, something metallic. Her heartbeat quickened. She checked the pockets. Lip balm, old receipt, loose coins. Then her fingers touched folded paper. She frowned. She didn't remember putting paper there. Slowly, she unfolded it. It was half of an old photograph. The image made her blood run cold. It showed her standing outside the exact Belwick Street building, smiling. But she had absolutely no memory of taking the photo. On the back, written in black ink, were 5 words. "You came back too early." Amara barely slept that night. The next morning, she went to police. She expected concern, confusion, something. Instead, the officer at the desk looked bored. He watched the CCTV footage twice, then looked up. "You're saying this isn't you?" "Yes, but it looks like you." "I know." "The coat belongs to you?" "Yes." "The bag?" "Yes." "Any history of sleepwalking?" Amara stared at him. "No." "Memory blackouts?" "No." He sighed. "Ms. Cole, unless there's evidence of an actual crime, there isn't much we can do. So someone can steal my identity and walk around pretending to be me? I'm not saying that. But that's exactly what happened." He handed her a card and told her to call if anything else happened. Anything else. As if this wasn't already insane. By evening, Amara made a decision she immediately regretted. She went to Belwick Street. The place looked exactly as depressing as the footage suggested. Old warehouses, broken windows, graffiti peeling from damp walls. A forgotten stretch of the city where no sane person wandered alone after dark. The condemned building stood at the end of the road behind damaged fencing. Part of the fence had been bent open, as though someone had been coming and going regularly. Amara stood outside the entrance, gripping her phone. Her nerves screamed at her to leave. Then her phone buzzed. Unknown number. "Don't go inside again." Amara froze. Again? Her hands shook as she typed. "Who is this?" The response came instantly. "You know who I am." She looked around. The street was empty. Another message arrived. "Look up." Slowly, Amara lifted her head. Across the street, in the dark second-floor window of another building, someone stood motionless. A woman, dark coat, same height, same silhouette. The figure stepped backward into darkness and disappeared. Adrenaline overpowered fear. Amara ran across the street, pushed through the broken entrance, and climbed the stairs. Dust coated everything. The air smelled stale and wet. At the far end of the hallway, movement. A woman turning the corner. Same coat, same hair. Amara ran, stopped. Her voice echoed through the building. She followed the figure through narrow corridors and down a stairwell, heart pounding violently. But when she reached the exit, the alley was empty. Only rain, and something lying in a puddle. Her work ID card. Amara picked it up with trembling hands. Same photo, same name, same employee number. She reached into her handbag and pulled out her own card. Now she was holding two identical IDs, except the second one had an expiry date 1 year later. The next morning, her manager called her into his office. Mr. Vale was a cold, methodical man who rarely smiled. He turned his laptop toward her. Security footage. Office corridor. Records room entrance. Timestamp. For 31 p.m. yesterday. Amara watched herself walk into the frame. Use her access card. Enter the restricted records room. Leave 6 minutes later, carrying a file. Her mouth went dry. "That's not me." Mr. Vale folded his arms. "The system shows your access card was used. I was at home. A confidential client file is missing. I didn't take anything." He studied her for several seconds, then said quietly, "Go home, Amara. You're suspended until this is resolved." By the time she returned to her flat, exhaustion had blurred into numb terror. But the moment she stepped inside, something felt wrong. Not visibly wrong, just different. The air felt disturbed, as though someone had been there recently. She checked every room. Nothing looked out of place. Then she entered the bathroom. The mirror was fogged. Someone had used the shower. Written across the condensation, in large letters, "Stop looking for me." Amara backed away, then noticed her wardrobe door standing open. Several clothes were missing. A jumper, a pair of boots, a dress, and another dark green coat she'd forgotten she owned. Her laptop chimed from the living room. New email, unknown sender, no subject, one attachment. Video, hands shaking violently. She pressed play. The footage showed her flat. Her living room, her sofa, her kitchen. The camera angle was from inside her own home. Someone had been recording. The timestamp read 2:13 a.m. Amara watched herself sleeping on the sofa. Then movement. Her bedroom door slowly opened. A woman entered. She stepped toward the sofa and stood over sleeping Amara, watching her, then slowly looked directly into the camera. It was her, exactly her. The woman leaned close to sleeping Amara's face, whispered something unheard, then stood upright again. The video ended. Below it was a message. By the time they believe you, there will be nothing left of you. Amara immediately called Tessa. No answer. Again, no answer. Then her phone buzzed. Message from Tessa. Why are you outside my house? Amara stared at the screen. Her fingers moved clumsily. I'm at home. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Then Tessa sent a photo. Taken through her front window. A woman standing outside in the rain. Dark green coat. Black handbag. Amara's face. But this time she wasn't smiling. She was holding a sign. For handwritten words. Tell her I'm real. Amara dropped her phone. A second later, 3 slow knocks echoed from her front door. She turned toward the hallway. Unable to breathe, her phone buzzed one final time. Unknown number. Opened the door. Amara. Amara couldn't move. The knocks came again. Slow. Deliberate. Not the kind of knocking from someone in a hurry. Not the nervous knocking of a neighbor. This was patient. Confident. As if whoever stood outside knew she had nowhere else to go. Her breathing became shallow. Her phone trembled in her hand. Another message appeared. I know you're inside. Amara backed away from the door. Her bare feet silent against the wooden floor. Tessa? She whispered, quickly calling again. No answer. Straight to voicemail. The knocking came a third time. Louder now. A heavy thud against the wood. Amara grabbed the nearest thing she could find. A metal lamp from beside the sofa. Her hand shook so violently she nearly dropped it. Then silence. Complete silence. That somehow felt worse. She stared at the door, waiting. Seconds passed. Then her phone buzzed. Unknown number. Check your bedroom. Amara froze. No. Another message. Now. She slowly turned toward the hallway. Every instinct told her to run. But run where? She moved carefully toward the bedroom. The door was half open. Dark inside. She pushed it wider. Nothing. Her bed untouched. Closet door slightly open. Then she noticed something on the pillow. A photograph. She picked it up. Her hands began shaking instantly. It was a recent photo. Her sleeping. Taken from inside her own bedroom. On the back. You sleep deeply. Amara gasped and stumbled backward. Then, a crash from the living room. She ran back. Her front door was still locked, but the window near the sofa had been forced slightly open. Rain blew inside. Curtains moved wildly, and on her coffee table sat something that hadn't been there before. A second phone, old model, black. Its screen suddenly lit up. Incoming call. Unknown caller. Then it stopped. 1 second later, her own phone rang. Same unknown number. Amara answered. Silence. Then breathing. Slow breathing. Then a woman's voice. Soft. Calm. Her own voice. Now you believe me. The call disconnected. Amara screamed and threw the phone onto the sofa. Then someone laughed. Behind her. She spun around. Nothing. Empty hallway. But she knew she heard it. She wasn't imagining it. Or maybe she was. Her phone rang again. This time it was Tessa. Amara answered instantly. Tessa. Amara listened to me. Tessa sounded terrified. She's still outside. Amara's stomach dropped. What? She's just standing there. Call the police. I did. What is she doing? Tessa's breathing became shaky. She's smiling. Amara felt tears fill in her eyes. Tessa, lock everything. I already did. Then Tessa went quiet. What? Amara whispered. Oh my God. What? She's gone. A beat of silence. Then a loud bang from Tessa's side. Tessa screamed. The line crackled. Tess. Call ended. Amara stared at the phone in horror. Then her apartment lights went out. Darkness swallowed everything. Her breath caught in her throat. Only rain and silence. Then a faint sound from the hallway. Footsteps inside the flat. Slow, measured. One step, then another. Amara backed into the kitchen, searching blindly for anything to defend herself. The footsteps stopped. Silence. Then her bedroom door slowly creaked open. She couldn't see clearly in the dark. Only a shape, standing there, still, watching. Lightning flashed through the window. For one terrifying second, the room lit up, and Amara saw her, the other woman. Her exact face. Same eyes, same hair, same terrified expression. But this woman looked exhausted, desperate, and before darkness swallowed her again, she whispered, "Run." Then the figure vanished. The apartment lights suddenly came back on. The hallway was empty. No one there. Nothing. Amara stood frozen, trying to process what she had seen. Then her laptop chimed. New email. Subject: Employee termination notice. She opened it. A formal message from work. Effective immediately. Access revoked. Contract terminated. Reason: confirmed identity breach and theft of confidential records. Attached was evidence. Amara clicked. Security footage. Clearer this time. No grainy distortion. High quality. And in horrifying detail, it showed her sitting in the records room, talking to someone with her exact face. The video ended. Another attachment arrived instantly. Audio file. She pressed play. A woman's voice whispered, "If you want your life back, come alone. Belwick Street. Midnight. Watch out for episode 2.